Welcome to the Ben Daniel Podcast, where we're calling a spade. The WNBA, the gift that keeps on giving. Man, oh man. WNBA decided to host a Twitter space today. If you guys don't know what Twitter space is, it's kind of like a live. You don't show your face, but you all get into a little room and you all have your little conversations, a Twitter space, so to speak. WNBA decided to host a Twitter space where they brought in people to speak to everybody in the Twitter sphere about the WNBA All-Star Game, about the WNBA rookies, about the WNBA season, about Week 6, all of that fun stuff. And as I was on Twitter, looking around on Twitter, this tweet caught my eye. It said, a WNBA media voter hosted an official space on the WNBA Twitter where Rookie of the Year and All-Star voting were discussed at length. Caitlin Clark was not mentioned once the entire 50 minutes. Not a good look for the WNBA. I asked, is this actually true? Where the response was a resounding yes. Resounding yes. I asked, hey, link me. Give me that. Let me listen to it. Let me digest it. Is this for sure? So I'm listening 10 minutes in. And then I'm listening 20 minutes in and 30 minutes in and 40 minutes in. And we give our all-star ballots and you don't really hear Caitlin Clark's name at all. You don't really hear Caitlin Clark's name at all this entire video. You hear a lot of Angel Reese. You hear a lot of Camila Cardoso. You hear a lot of Kennedy Carter, Asia Wilson. You hear a lot of insert here, but you don't hear Caitlin Clark. You hear Dejanay Carrington, Alyssa Smith, but you don't hear Caitlin Clark. You hear Kelsey Mitchell. You talk about the Indiana Fever, but you don't hear Caitlin Clark. You talk about players doing step backs, but you don't hear Caitlin Clark. You throw shots, but you don't hear Caitlin Clark's name. Folks, in case you guys didn't realize, the WNBA was hosting this Twitter space. The WNBA was hosting this Twitter space. Not only did they not speak about Caitlin Clark, you talk about the WNBA in a good light, you want to promote the WNBA, you don't talk about Caitlin Clark, automatic fail. You're talking about the WNBA rookies, you don't talk about Caitlin Clark, automatic fail. Talking about the WNBA All-Star Game, you don't speak about Caitlin Clark, automatic fail. But the worst part is when you have people named Queer Lat talking about the WNBA. When you have people like Queer Lat in an actual Twitter space with a official WNBA account. You can't make this up, folks. Queer Lat in the same Twitter space as the official WNBA account. And all this conversation was between Queer Lat, between the baddest Mitch, between Mel, between Mark, between all these other idiots, was talking about fucking 2K? Why are we talking about 2K? Talking about her boyfriend? Talking about pick and rolls? Talking about fast breaks? Telling Mark to shut up because he's a man. You're in women's space now, Mark? But it was only a joke. Mark just laughed it off. Yeah, imagine if we actually said that to Mina Kimes. Mina, stop. Go. Bye. People would fucking flip out. People would flip out. But that's not where the bleep stops. Then we have them giving our all-star ballots and we don't hear Caitlin Clark's name. And these are people that actually vote on the WNBA All-Stars. Some of these people actually carry some type of weight when it comes to voting for the WNBA All-Stars. So the other day when I came out with the video, Caitlin Clark saying, hands up, don't shoot. Please, just don't hold it against me. Let me get in the WNBA All-Star game. It's ringing a little bit more and more true, is it not? The media is clearly against Caitlin Clark. Well, what do you mean the media is clearly against Caitlin Clark? Even the own league, the people they bring up on their Twitter spaces don't even decide to hide their biases. Don't even decide to, let me be objective here. Let me be a professional. Let me be honest. No, instead, all of their biases show, all of their grossness shows, all of their devilish ways show. And here I am talking to you now. Telling you what a tragedy it was. Telling you how pathetic this whole entire Twitter space was. Is this actually true? A WNBA media voter hosted an official space on the WNBA Twitter where Rookie of the Year and All-Star voting were discussed at high length. And as we're sitting here listening to them give their ballots, the lack of Caitlin Clark's name is a travesty. From start to go, the amount of times we hear everybody's name but Caitlin Clark is a travesty. And I'm supposed to sit here and act like the WNBA doesn't have an agenda? I'm supposed to sit here and act like the WNBA does not have an agenda. The NFL couldn't speak enough about how Cooper DeJean is the first white cornerback. They couldn't say that enough. Yet, here we are with the WNBA. They just don't say anything. They just ignore the elephant in the room. In fact, they are the elephant in the room. How they think, how they act, how they move. Everybody in that space, elephants in the room. Like, yeah. Yep, I know. It's the Ben Daniel Podcast. We're calling a spade a spade. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Is Caitlin Clark going to make it to the WNBA All-Star game? Or are we going to have people like Queer Lat? Are we going to have people like Mel? Are we going to have people like Mark? Are we going to have enough of these people that actually make it so it's not so? Because I'll tell you this right now. If Caitlin Clark somehow doesn't make it into the All-Star game, it's going to be clear as day. Oh, you guys are just biased. You guys are biased. You guys are haters. You guys just don't want her to succeed. For whatever personal reason, for whatever personal gripe, for whatever personal agenda you have against her, you're going to use that to keep her from getting from what she deserves. Instead of being a professional, you're going to show the bottom of the barrel league you are by promoting people named Queer Lat and then go on a whole 50-minute rant and not mention Caitlin Clark. But they did mention Caitlin Clark. Indeed. Have a good day, guys. Take it easy. Bye now.